Bradley Beal, who's the first domino to fall in the NBA offseason?
Plus, with Belichick's long-term future in question, it got us to thinking, who in sports has earned the right to go out on their own terms?
Thursday, Canty and Carlin, 3 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Coming to you live from the Superbook Sports Studios in Kettering. You're listening to Dayton's ESPN Radio, 1410 Wing AM.
Everybody, welcome in, Kidder and Kev.
Let's go.
ESPN radio station, 1410 Wingham. What the hell are you all chipper about?
Man, the weather's good, so I'm good. And I totally want to derail the show, but I'm gonna let you open the show.
No, derail it.
So before we came on, they were running a promo for Canty and Carlin, and the question was raised: does any coach out there have the right or have the clout to go out on their own terms? What do you think about that?
I feel like the two coaches that come to mind, Bill Belichick and in the NBA, Popovich.
Ooh.
Those are the only two.
I say absolutely not.
Really?
I say absolutely not. I don't know. No, just because you've won in the past doesn't mean that like you can hold us hostage just because you used to win games.
But to be fair, the reason I say those two, New England, they're not giving him anything. Not giving much. Shouldn't say anything.
He's the GM, though.
The spending money that he may or may not have. And we don't know how all that stuff works either.
Right.
And then Popovich, same thing. I mean, we've come a long way from the Tony Parker, Ginobili, Tim Duncan. I mean, hell, you can go back to David Robinson and that brief stint with Kawhi Leonard, of course. So, that's why they've offered him, a 3-year contract extension if he chooses to return. I'm kind of really confused as to why he wouldn't. You've been rebuilding or trying to coach a bunch of bad teams over the last couple of years with not so good players. You're going to get the number one player in the draft in Wembanyama. You don't want to just toy with what that could be. But the problem is in Popovich's defense, though, this isn't like back in the Wembanyama's coming in very green. I mean, I know he's very good and he's, could do it all, but like, remember when Tim Duncan came in, he was in college for a few years. He came in as a man, like he came in ready to go. David Robinson, same thing. That was back when you were 4 years of college and you came in chiseled and you were ready to rock. And that's not what this Wembanyama kid is. So that I guess that's the difference with me is like, okay, I don't think they're the problem. Popovich isn't the problem. It's not like he's still coaching a bunch of Tony Parkers and Ginobilis and Duncans and not getting it done. It's not like obviously with Belichick that you still have Tom Brady and Super Bowl rosters and aren't getting it done. I mean, you can't look at those rosters and say, oh man, they're not doing what they're supposed to. That's where I come with that. But you say nobody.
No coach out there should be able to call their own shot to say, like, I'm not retiring until I'm good and ready to retire. I look at the other college football team that I follow, Florida State. So looking back
college, that's a different story.
Looking back at Bobby Bowden, looking back at his last couple of seasons, 8-5, 7-6, 7-6, 9-4, 7-6. Like that's not gonna get it done. And we can go ahead and look at Joe Paterno and how that ended. You give legendary coaches leeway. Like not to say like, all right, Nick Saban, if they have like a 7-6 season, like, oh man, he's got to get out of here. No, he absolutely deserves the right to, kind of fix things, quote unquote. But like if you get a consistent 8-5, 7-6, 7-6, 7-6, all right, we got to go ahead and change things around here, especially coaches that get up there in age, because this obviously we're seeing, especially in college football, it's a young man's game. You know what I'm saying? Coach Day isn't even 50 years old yet. I think Day is like 45 years old. I think that most of the coaches are relatively young. Kirby Smart's in his early 40s as well. So I just think that no coach out there should just be able to tell the organization or the school or the university or whatever, like, yeah, I'm the coach until I say I'm not the coach anymore.
That's ultimately what I mean, you could debate. You're a Syracuse fan, so whatever happened with Bernie Sanders there, or not Bernie Sanders. Sorry, I always get them mixed up. Boeheim. But no, that was one too. You could debate.
Yeah.
Okay. he quietly shown the door, and we're going to let you go. You're a legendary coach. We're not going to say you're fired.
Right.
Let's just part ways. Who knows? That stuff happens. Did
Right.
that happen there? Maybe just on the writing on the wall. We saw a lot of the older generational coaches kind of make their way out. If you're just joining us, by the way, Kenner and Kev, 1410 Wing AM. Kev thought a great question. Should coaches have the right to choose or
legendary coaches?
Legendary
coaches. Should they get the right to say that they're going to end their career when they want to? Speaking about the Jim Boeheim situation, I mean, as a Syracuse fan, and he was the coach that helped us get a national championship, the players weren't there. The talent on the court wasn't there.
Yep.
Like you're still a great coach, but you're not doing the other part. The other part of coaching is, especially in the college game, is to get the talent. You weren't getting the necessary talent to win those games. So not only you're not winning the games, you're not getting the talent in the building. You can draw up the greatest plans in the world. But if the players on the court aren't executing it, that's why the recruiting part is so vital. And if you're not willing to do those things to get those players anymore, and you're out here missing the tournament year after year, or like, oh man, we got in there, we went on a great run, we were a bubble team and we made it all the way to the Elite Eight, and we're supposed to be happy about that. No, man, no. That's not the MO. The MO is like, hey man, let's be a top 10 ranked team. Let's get in there and make a run to the Final Four. Those are the expectations of a university, or especially that school. So why should you just be able to tell the school like, yeah, I'm here forever, and what are you going to do about it? Because you get what? He has a lot of sway, a lot of power, especially in those college towns. When you're a legendary coach, you have a lot of sway and power. Like Coach K, he never went on that downward spiral. He had like a couple down years, but I mean, he ended his last season as the head coach, a top 25 ranked team going into the tournament, and made it all the way to the Final Four. So he could have, quote unquote, kept coaching because he kept getting the talent and he kept winning, most importantly. So I just think like, hey man, you can't tell a university or a NBA franchise or NFL franchise to say, hey man, I won 5 Super Bowls for y'all, but coach, we haven't made the playoffs in 4 years. Like, we got to change some things, and you are that change. No, you can't. I'm here. Like, I don't think it should be done like that.
Well, and I don't know if it is done like that. For instance, then you're putting the power. I mean, the coaches, if they're fired, they're fired. They're not saying you can't fire me. Like maybe they might try that, and like there's the security guard to help them get their stuff out. But there are I mean, like it is wild when you think about Joe Pa, how long he was there.
Yeah,
and he probably would have been there until the day he passed away if that scandal doesn't knock him out. And you can make an argument. Urban Meyer, even with all his health complications, he never would have gone to the NFL. He would not be on Fox doing the pregame, the big noon kickoff show. I think Urban would still be the head coach at Ohio State right now. And even with the hell and, the scandal and stuff too. I mean, it's interesting, but Bob Knight's another one. Bob Knight, when you think of coaches with power, Bob Knight will always be the poster child for that. And look how much had to happen. I mean, he had to, even after being fired, they cannot control the riot that happened on campus. They had to have Bob Knight come out of that auditorium to speak to the students gathering on campus. And he's the only one they listened to.
Right.
They had police force there. They had, the SWAT team, everyone there, Kev. No one could stop those fans from, rioting on the campus. He comes out, everyone's like, all right, that's fine. That's fine. Here's Bob Knight. He's telling us what to do, and off we go. But like as far as right now, I think that happens more in college than in the NBA.
Yeah, you're right. You're 100% right. That's definitely a college thing.
Coach of the years and NBA championship coaches have been fired in the last how many years now? Like it's wild.
Like 5 of 5.
That don't matter. Winning doesn't matter. But in college, it's different because it's more of a business. Here's the thing: if the boosters tell the athletic director, I know we're not meeting our goals, but we're also going to pull our funding if you get rid of Urban Meyer. We're going to pull our funding if you get rid of Coach K. We're going to pull our funding if. Like, I think that plays a role in that stuff, too. I think that's why some of those guys do kind of stick around.
So check this out.
Longer than usual.
Check this out. This is Joe Pa. I was going to say middle of his career. Definitely wasn't the middle, but this is a part of his career back dating to the year 2000. 5-7, 5-6, 9-4, 3-9, 4-7. Come on, man. Yep. Come on, man. And then he continued to coach for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more seasons after a stretch like that. That's only reason he got to do that because he was Joe Pa, because he built up so much equity in years past. Now, granted, they were able to get off the mat 11-1, 9-4, 9-4, 11-2, 11-2. you know, they were able to get off the mat from that. But still, like today, that wouldn't happen. Especially not a legendary coach. A legendary coach, you may be able to get away with that. Like a Nick Saban might be able to get away with that, but that won't fly in today's college football climate.
No, I think that, and again, I put Nick Saban. So Greg Popovich, Bill Belichick, Nick Saban. Those are the only three coaches I feel like are bulletproof. As far as like, I don't see them being fired. I mean, it's not like a scandal would have to happen. I mean, I think Belichick's is going to retire soon. Obviously, I think Popovich as well. I think Wembanyama is going to keep potentially him around a little bit longer. But again, the NBA is different, as we talked about, because of the fact that, hey, it takes longer to develop NBA talent now. I mean, how long was Jokic in the league before he finally got to look like an MVP? How long, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's wild about how that goes. So, nonetheless. Hey, how about this with Jokic? I do want to talk about Jokic, too. To open up. By the way, we got a lot to get into. Tom Nichols, voice of the Dragons. We'll get to him here in a little bit. Also, the Reds won again. They swept the Royals, and they're off tonight. They'll kick off a series with the Astros tomorrow. So we'll talk a little Reds coming up here, as well as the entire minor league system for the Reds with Tom Nichols here shortly. And then, of course, we're going to do me and Kev, we're going to have a little mini NFL draft. Kenner and Kev, NFL draft of the AFC North alone. We got to figure out who's going to get the first pick. We'll figure that out. You got a quarter, so then we'll do a coin toss. You know how you Bengals fans love coin tosses. We'll do a coin toss to figure out who gets the number one pick. We're going to draft. What's the criteria, Kev? We're going to draft the quarterback. We're going to draft. How's
we're going to draft one quarterback, one running back, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, an offensive line group, a defensive group, a kicker, punter, and of course a head coach.
Punter.
Yeah.
You're giving love to the punters.
Got to, man.
Right.
You know I'm an equal opportunist.
Googling punters now. Hey, Alexa. Oh, no, she's unplugged. Thank goodness.
You know what? Fun fact. I don't even know the Steelers punter's name.
You guys use them a lot.
Yes.
With Kenny Pickett.
Not this year, baby. Not this year. Watch.
All right. So Brian Sutterer, and he's a sports medicine doctor, and he has been calling out Nikola Jokic over the last 2 days. And I found his tweets to be interesting. There's something that's been kind of happening over the last couple of days with Jokic, and I'm like, it's not a big deal. I don't have a super hot take on it, but I did have to frame it in a way that, okay, if you are a Bengals fan and Joe Burrow was acting the way Jokic is, would you find it cute and adorable? If your team won the Super Bowl, Kevin, your quarterback was just like, yeah, I don't really care. This football's not my life. I don't really care. How would you feel? Like this is where I'm coming from with this. So Nikola Jokic, half the media split on this. And Jokic, since winning the title, I've never seen a guy look more pissed off about having to win a championship in my life. It is the wildest thing. And I don't think he's actually mad, but like there's some things that he's done that are pretty quirky that have kind of got people's attention. The first thing was in the post game after winning the championship, where you're supposed to be peak giddy, and like all this. He was, they were talking about the parade, and he was pissed off because I have to stay for the parade. And then he puts his hands over his face, and he just I thought it was joking, and he was legitimately pissed. Now, yes, that's probably annoying. You got to wait 3 more days before the parade, but it's like your fans want to celebrate with you. And then you get the talking points, Kev, of, well, the fans, they don't owe you anything, blah, blah, blah. Well, yes and no. That's a debate for later, but that's not a good look. Okay, whatever. It's whatever. He probably we don't know what family stuff's going on. He wants to go back to his home country, all that stuff. It's a different scenario than I want to go back to my house. Okay, so there's that. The second thing is the finals MVP trophy. Okay, not a big deal. These things isolated are not that big a deal, but when you put it all together, it does seem kind of it's rubbing people the wrong way. Nikola Jokic said that he lost his finals MVP trophy. And when he was asked about it, I really don't know. I left it in the equipment manager's room and it's not there anymore. So I don't know. That's what he told Malika Andrews. That's weird. It's weird. It's an isolated thing, not weird, but you do that along with the, I got to stay and do this parade now. And then the third thing, they were asking him a bunch of questions about his NBA career and what it's like to finally win the championship. And he said he didn't really care that much because, hey, basketball, it's what I'm good at. It's not my life. Basketball's not life. Now, that right there is what triggered people. So, Brian Sutterer, again, sports medicine doctor, I just found this tweet and I retweeted it because it caught my attention. He goes, hear me out. This whole I don't care attitude is getting to be a bit much and kind of weird, right? He goes,
already, huh?
He goes, if you're a Nuggets fan, of course you love winning, but how do you feel when the star player is upset that he has to stick around town a couple extra days to celebrate with you. And then he goes, the dude just won the pinnacle of his profession. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Doesn't even remember his trophy. It's a bit disrespectful to the sport to be so apathetic. Now, this could just be another Twitter guy that's just being overblowing this, but I was like, I don't really care about Denver, so okay, whatever. But if this was my team, and Bengals fans listen, Joe Burrow, who drools over everything he does. If he wins a Super Bowl and says, whatever, football's not my life. I don't really care. It's just something I'm good at. Okay, fine. An isolated thing. He loses his MVP trophy. That'd be kind of weird. And then he would be pissed off that he had to go to a parade with all you Bengals fans to celebrate the Super Bowl. I know, as much as I like to find reasons to poke at Joe B, he would never be like that. But if he was, I think it would rub fans the wrong way. And I think these criticisms of Jokic are fair. And to be clear, I think there are certain players in the NBA, if LeBron said this, if Joel Embiid said this, if a lot of other certain players in the NBA say this, Kev, I don't think it's cute and cuddly. I think it's, oh my God, look at this guy. I can't believe he's acting this way. Where are you with this? I know you're more even-keeled. I'm not over the top on this, but I do understand. I do agree with where this guy's coming from. It does seem to be a little strange to me. How are you miserable right now? That's wild.
I'm not calling big cap on everything that Jokic is talking about, but him talking about like, he doesn't care. He just does it because he's good at it. And Jokic, this is the first time like he's being brought to the masses. This is the first time everybody is focusing in on him and his personality and everything like that. Someone does not lose 100 pounds for something that they don't care about.
Valid.
People normally only lose that type of weight in order to keep their life going because the doctors tell them, hey, you're going to die if you don't lose a whole bunch of weight. He lost 96 pounds to play basketball better. So nobody does that if they don't care about it. So he cares about this. Yep. That's one. Two, he ain't from here. And I know my mom is listening. And yes, Ma, I just said ain't. He ain't from here. So for us in the United States and our good friends up north in Canada, basketball and football are the end all be all. And do your Googles about Jokic and his brothers. I'll just leave it at that. This really ain't their deal. He really started playing basketball to lose weight like that because he was a hefty kid.
Hence our listeners' version of pickleball. All right.
So, and you can Google some of the things that his family is allegedly involved in their home country. So like, this isn't like the end all be all. And I am a proponent of not just athletes, people in general, not letting their work dominate everything they do. For instance, myself, normally when I'm on my drive home, call the wife, we chat about work on the drive home. When key hits door, work is there. Work does not enter our household because, as you know, work is stressful. Some things go smooth, some things don't. Everybody's job has ups and downs and everything like that. So we kind of try to like leave work at work. Yep. So I have absolutely no problem with somebody having an outlet. He rides horses. Some people golf. Some people do a whole bunch of other things to idle their time. So I absolutely have no problem with that. As far as the trophy thing, I listened to the interview and the way it came out of his mouth, didn't like the tone because he sounded very serious. Like, yeah, I don't know where it is, dude. Like, I think I lost it. It's a difference. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because I'm pretty sure if he cared about the actual trophy, like, man, I think I lost it. We just getting in the locker room, having a good time, getting so turned up. By the time we left, man, I forgot I left it in there. But he was just like, yeah, I left it in there, whatever. So what? So that part, I could understand where people are coming from. But like, nobody loses 100 pounds for something that they don't love, period, point blank. He cares about basketball. And you saw the way he was playing. You think he don't care when he throwing elbows in the Bam's chest? You know, he just out there, he's just throwing elbows in people's chests and scoring just because I'm doing it for my teammates. No, he's doing it because he wants to win too. And I understand where people are coming from. Like, they want to have an athlete to be crying, holding the trophy like Michael Jordan did, or like LeBron said, Cleveland, this is one for you, and things of that nature. They want that emotion, that passion coming out of them. You know, different strokes for different folks. But there is no way in the world you'll ever make me believe that he didn't care about this because, like I said before, nobody loses almost 100 pounds of weight in order to play basketball if they didn't love it.
But the bottom line is the fans, though, are your customers, and the customers are always right. And fans don't sit there and try to dissect everything. Like everything you said, I agree with 100%. I don't think he doesn't care about basketball. The weight loss thing is one of the more fascinating stories about him.
Right.
And a lot of times personalities from overseas don't necessarily, like their sense of humor and other things don't always match ours. So there's always going to be that barrier that kind of leads to conflict. And you're right, NBA Finals is the first time that fans across the country are really embracing him or getting a chance to witness him for the first time. But at the end of the day, he doesn't get a pass just because of all the reasons you said. The same reason that LeBron and every other athlete out there doesn't get a pass for the stuff they do. People ripped me for being annoyed the fact that Joe Burrow was out on stage at a Kid Cudi concert an hour after losing the biggest game of his entire career. How can you lose a Super Bowl? I read Tom Brady's book, and he said he's just numb and doesn't leave the room for 3 or 4 days. He can't even function after losing a Super Bowl, and Joe Burrow's on stage an hour later at a Kid Cudi concert. Do I actually think the guy doesn't want to win or doesn't care about his team? No, but it just, to me, it rubbed me the wrong way, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Not Bengals fans, of course, but it rubbed a lot, and vice versa. If the Browns were in the Super Bowl and you saw Deshaun up on stage at a concert an hour after losing, smiling and having a good time, Bengals fans would do the same. My point about all of this is fans don't take the time to dissect the reasons for why people are acting a certain way. Kyrie cares about basketball. There's no doubt. I know he cares. Basketball is his life. It's been his life since he was a kid. That's been his ticket to everything he has in life. But what do we commonly? He don't care about that. I mean, he's just flighty and all that. He cares about basketball. Fans don't do that. So I'm not going to spend time trying to overprotect Jokic, because we don't do that for any other athlete, it seems. And when I say we, like fans,
right?
So that's where it's coming from. He doesn't need to change his personality. He doesn't need to be anything than what he's being, but he's also not immune to the criticism that comes with this, because you know what I mean? Like, imagine if Tom Brady or just any other major athlete had this, I said all these are isolated incidences, but you put them all together. That's when it was like, there's a lot of like, I don't cares happening right now. And it's kind of strange, but no, Jokic is great.
For the Kyrie thing, I think Kyrie loves basketball. I think he beyond loves basketball.
Loves himself too.
I think he hates the NBA. I think he hates everything that comes with basketball.
Like what we're talking about here, like that,
the
perception, reality stuff.
I think if you gave Kyrie a hoop and a ball, hey man, he'll be out there for hours on end putting on a show.
Yep.
And just smiling all around. But the other part, the business part, the reaction part, I think he hates that. As far as Jokic is concerned, as long as you win, you think the Denver fans is gonna care? He could lose another trophy. He could actually lose the Larry O'Brien trophy. Long as they hanging up another banner next year, they could care less. So, and that goes for anybody out there. For me, like, hey man, are you winning the actual game? Are you winning the championship? You lost your ring? Oh well, I got joy out of watching my team win.
Yeah, this guy was pissed off because I just stick around a couple days for a parade. Remember Giannis when he won his title? Remember what the big storyline was after he went through McDonald's drive-thru and got a bunch of chicken nuggets? Remember that? Like, it was like, oh, look how humble he is. He eats chicken nuggets just like the rest of us. And it was like, what are we doing here? But to be fair, like with everything else, you talk. What example did you use just a little bit ago about? Oh, you think the Nuggets fans care? Yeah, I don't think Nuggets fans are questioning him. Just like Bengals fans were questioning Joe Burrow. It's non-fans of that team or that player that are like, oh, that's not a good look. But again, sports is a cult-like following. If it's your team, like the Bengals fans, Joe Burrow, oh my gosh, I can't believe Kid Cudi's on stage with Joe Burrow. Not I can't believe Joe Burrow's on stage with yeah, by the way. But maybe that's where he was last night. Where was Joe Burrow last night?
Oh, boy.
Does he not care about charity? I don't know. With that being said, Kidder and Kev, we draft the AFC North when we come back. Jamar Chase, too, by the way. They must not love the kids.
Coach was there, though.
And Taylor's the man.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash.
Justin, you're awesome, baby.
Right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
ESPN 1410 Wing AM weather.
Well, the forecast says thunderstorms tonight, a low of 54. We'll see partly sunny skies, 75 for today, Friday. And Saturday, it's sunny at 82. I'm Rick Schremp for 1410 ESPN Radio.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Tomorrow.
As state lawmakers continue to debate the budget, we call on them to fully fund an up-to-date fair school funding plan. This funding for Ohio's public schools is absolutely critical in delivering the great public education every student deserves. Tell your legislators that public education matters, and providing the resources our public schools need must be a priority.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Drive less and live more. Instead of driving alone, find ways to bike, walk, take the bus, or carpool if possible. It will save you money and improve your health, all while reducing air pollution. Try biking to an event, carpooling with friends to a festival, taking the bus to the movies, or walking to pick up your lunch. Get started at drivelesslivemore.org or call 937-223-SAVE.
A new season is here and an exciting new career is waiting. KTH Parts Industries in St. Paris is now hiring second shift production associates and offers outstanding starting pay at $19.83 per hour. This is an excellent opportunity that offers an attractive benefit package, medical, dental, and 401k. KTH offers the advantage of being a short drive from home, just minutes from Bell Fountain, Troy, Piqua, and Urbana. The position will fill quickly, so please apply now at kth.net. KTH is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Obi Toppin here. Are you ready to hoop it up with me?
Registration is now open for the CareSource Obi Toppin Basketball Pro Camp on August 1st and 2nd at the University of Dayton's Recplex. Obi will be on site for basketball skills, drills, and fun. Register at obitoppincamp.com.
Can't wait to see you there.
Spots are limited. Reserve yours today at obitoppincamp.com. Obi Toppin and CareSource are proud to provide camp scholarships in partnership with the East End Community Center.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Store your tools and organize your garage with the Masterforce 14-drawer tool chest. Easily access your tools with a patented raise and release system. The Masterforce 36-inch wide tool chest is $976.98 after 11% rebate now at Menards. Good through June 18th. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Alpha Media Dayton, a leader in digital and broadcast media marketing, has a rare opening in our sales department for a hybrid integrated marketing consultant. If you're a dynamic individual who knows how to build successful partnerships and has a passion for helping local business drive more customers, send us an email, DaytonJobs@alphamediausa.com. That's DaytonJobs@alphamediausa.com or call 937-519-0111. Alpha Media is an equal opportunity employer.
Summer rib season is back, baby, at Frickers. Join us for the perfect pairing of frickin' chicken chunks and baby back ribs together all summer long for only $14.99. Bring the whole family as kids 10 and under eat free from the kids menu all day, every day. Spend time with the family. Enjoy frickin' chicken chunks and baby back ribs all summer long for only $14.99. And kids 10 and under eat free only at the home for fun, food, sports, and spirits, Frickers.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So you've got an oil change coming up. Consider STP Conventional to save on motor oil for your everyday vehicle. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP oil filter for only $26.99. Get the complete job done at the right price at any of our 6,200 stores or on AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Imagine you're looking at a balancing scale with everything you do for other people on one side and everything you do for yourself on the other side. If it isn't balanced, maybe it's time to spend a little more time on you. And therapy is a great place to start. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist online who can help you find that balance and stick to it. Visit betterhelp.com/score to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/score.
My plan from Verizon puts you in control. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. All on the network you want. Head into your local Verizon store now.
Inflation has pushed up the cost of just about everything.
which means if you bought life insurance a few years ago, it might not be enough to protect your family today. Now is the time to get the insurance you need at a price you can afford. In a hurry? Don't worry. Call Select Quote now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's right. You can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam in under an hour.
Call Select Quote at 1-800-613-8990. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now and get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam. That's 1-800-613-8990. Or go to SelectQuote.com now.
Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercial.
Get geared up for camping adventures with Summit Racing. Shop millions of parts, including outdoor essentials, so you can camp confidently and comfortably. SummitRacing.com. Everything you need for anything you drive.
Hey everybody, it's Stephen A. Smith, and everyone knows my feelings on Cowboys fans. But really, Justin Kenner, you're a Cowboys fan and a Browns fan? Good Lord have mercy. I don't know what the hell to do with y'all. I really don't.
It's the Justin Kenner Show with Kev Nash. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on 1410 ESPN Radio.
Justin Kenner, Kev Nash with you here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Kev, it's summertime.
It is.
Summertime, or is it summer yet?
No, summer is officially, I want to say what, the 28th?
Kev, it's mid-June. Mid-June, and we're off and rolling here. No, so every week, Kev and I are going to take a division of the NFL, and we are going to draft a complete team using only that division. And we thought the best way to do it, to get it started, of course, was with none other than the AFC North. So it's the Kenner and Kev AFC North draft. Having a little fun with this one. And then we're going to have everybody kind of weigh in on our rosters at the end and tell us who they think drafted the better roster, which I know how this is going to work. And which either one of us ends up with Joe Burrow. Oh, that's the team that's the best, blah, 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 blah. So, all right, Kev, let's go down the rules a little bit. These are the positions that we are drafting. And now the rules are, we're going to do rock, paper, scissors to figure out who gets the first overall pick. And then from there, we have to just complete a team that consists of quarterback, running back, 3 wide receivers, tight end, and an O-line group.
Yep.
And then a defensive group.
Yep.
Along with a kicker.
Yes, sir.
There is no kicker. I mean, we're drafting a kicker, but no kicker. That's as simple as that, right?
Yep.
Simple as that. All right. And no particular order. We could take a kicker first. I highly suggest you don't do that. But, hey, you know, whatever floats your boat. Rock, paper, scissors to see who picks first. Are we going on shoot? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
Yep.
All right. So we got the timing down. Are we doing a practice one or just right
no,
out?
Off the rip. We got on the clock here.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Ooh, paper. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, 1-0, 1-0.
Oh, wait,
yeah, good. Go. You're good. No, we got time.
Okay.
We're on the clock. Go ahead. You got first pick. Go ahead.
All right. So, with that being said, of course, I'm going to go quarterback.
Of course.
With the first pick in the 2023 Kenner and Kev AFC North Draft, Kenner selects.
Come on, dude.
Deshaun Watson, quarterback, Cleveland Browns, baby.
Okay.
There we go. Deshaun Watson is off the board. Sucks to suck, Kev. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, obviously, I'm a guy that believes in building the offensive line and defensive line and everything like that. But forget that. I'm going to go ahead and get Jamar Chase. At wide receiver. Go ahead, handle him.
So Jamar Chase is off the board. That's
yes,
a very
sir.
good. That's a very good pick.
Indeed.
Oh, I didn't give you the chime. My fault. See, it's I'm too
You're
much.
so happy to get Deshaun.
I'm so happy to have Deshaun Watson. You guys are going to understand exactly why I'm winning this thing already, just because I have Deshaun Watson. All right. So Kev's pick was
Jamar Chase.
All right. Justin Kenner. Why am I referring to myself in third person? Kenner selected Deshaun Watson with the number 1 overall pick, quarterback from the Cleveland Browns in our AFC North, all AFC North draft. Kev with the second pick selected the wide receiver Jamar Chase from the Cincinnati Bengals. You know what? You did say it. The offensive line is very, very important, but I don't know if I'm there yet. You took Jamar Chase. That's a very good get. It's a very good get. So with the second pick or third pick of the 2023 Kenner and Kev all AFC North draft. Kinner selects my guy T. Higgins. I hung out with T. Higgins last night. I like T. Higgins. I'm taking T. Higgins. Who day, baby? Who day?
Oh, okay. Well, that's a very good pick because guess what? I was going to go him if you didn't. So since you took my guy off the board, I'm going to go ahead and get the best defense in the AFC North, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. I'm going to go ahead and get him, that guy, TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick, Cameron Haywood. You got 3 impact players on that defense. So I'm going to go ahead and get the best defense in the AFC North.
All right. So Kev takes the Steelers defense. If you're just joining us, Kinner and Kev, it's our all AFC North draft. And right now, Deshaun Watson, I have selected with the number 1 overall pick. And with my second pick, I paired up T. Higgins with him. You have Jamar Chase.
Yes.
And you went defense.
Yes, I went defense. I want to handle the defense.
All right. Well, I need some big guys up front. I need some big guys up front to be able to handle that pass rush from the Pittsburgh Steelers defense that Kev Nash selected here. So with my next pick, Kinner's team selects. This is a tough one.
Uh-oh.
You ready, Bengals fans, for this one? I ain't going with your offensive line. You kidding me? The Browns' offensive line is where I'm going with that one. So I have the Browns' offensive line protecting Deshaun Watson, who's just going to be tearing up Kev Steelers' defense. Throwing to T. Higgins, baby.
I like it. I'm going to go back to the offensive side of the ball, and I'm going to go ahead and get the best tight end in the AFC North, Mark Andrews. We're going to get Mark Andrews. I'll grab him up.
All right. So I don't even know what pick that is. Let's just say with the next pick in the 2023 Kinner and Kev AFC North draft, Kev Nash selects Mark Andrews, the tight end from the Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore.
So, there we go. So, and that's a very good pick, by the way. I'm a little upset about that one. That's for sure. So who's the Steelers tight end? Eberflus.
Freiermuth.
Right? No, Freiermuth. Who's Eberflus? Who's that?
I forget who he plays for.
That's not a tight end, though.
It's not?
Or Fryer, but either way.
Freiermuth.
But you took a very, very good tight end as far as that's concerned. All right, we're keeping it going with the next pick in the 2023 Kinner and Kev All AFC North Draft. Kinner selects Deshaun Watson going to be throwing to T. Higgins and Amari Cooper, baby. Amari Cooper. I'm just continuing the weapons here. Deshaun Watson will be throwing to T. Higgins and Amari Cooper. And don't worry, we got the Browns defense protecting this. I need to stop being a Browns homer with all my picks here, but I did go T, baby. I did go T.
All right, I'm going to, your quarterback is who again?
The Deshaun Watson.
And your wide receiver, one of your wide receivers is who?
Amari Cooper.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to pick the best running back in the AFC North. I'm going to go ahead grab one, Nicholas Chubb.
That's fine. You take Nick Chubb. All right, you take Nick Chubb. And with the next pick, Kinner's going to select OH, baby, J.K. Dobbins.
Okay,
that's my running back, J.K. Dobbins. And let me make sure that these are all accurate. So you have at running back, Nick Chubb. You took Nick Chubb.
I could tell by the look on your face. You were like, wait a minute.
That kind of threw me off a little bit. So, all right. To recap so far, my quarterback, Deshaun Watson. He'll be handing it off to J.K. Dobbins. All right. And I have the Browns offensive line opening up plenty of holes for Mr. Buckeye to be running through. And when Deshaun's not handing it off to J.K. Dobbins, he's going to be tearing up Kev Nash's Steelers defense that he drafted with T. Higgins and Amari Cooper, baby. All right, Kev, what's your team look like so far for those just
all right. I don't have an offensive line. I don't have a quarterback, but I do have
the Bengals.
I do have Jamar Chase at wide receiver, Mark Andrews at tight end, Nick Chubb at running back, and the Steelers defense.
All right, so you have quarterback. You need 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
You do need an O-line to protect whoever that quarterback is. The thing is, you could be patient now because
Very
I've already
patient.
selected a quarterback, so you don't need to take one right now.
I'm chilling, man. I'm good, man. I mean, the 2 out there really can't go wrong with. And let's be real, you already got the best one, so I can get the second one with the very last pick. So I can wait for that. The guys out there, the impact players out there are, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and keep stacking my team with the best in the business. The best guys out there for the job. And he plays kicker for the Baltimore Ravens. His name is Tucker. I'm going to go ahead and get the best kicker, not only in the AFC North, but the best kicker in the entire NFL. Go ahead and grab Justin Tucker.
Not bad, not bad. In fact, I mean, I think that's smart to go right around there. Justin Tucker, that's a good one. That's not bad. But now, see, you've put me in a spot now, because if you're going to go Justin Tucker, then I got to go with my guy, the Houday kicker. All right, the guy that would rather be watching the Super Bowl halftime show, which I don't blame him, because that's my favorite Super Bowl halftime show of all time. With my next pick in the Kinner and Kev AFC North draft, I select Money Mac. I select Evan McPherson. I'll counter your kicker with another great kicker of my own.
Okay.
Evan McPherson.
Fair enough. I like that. All right. So obviously got to go back to the offensive side of the ball. There's a lot of choices out there, but I'm going to go with a guy that I think is going to have a great sophomore season. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver, George Pickens. I'm going to go with Pickens at a wide receiver spot for my beloved Kev Nash team.
So Jamar Chase and Pickens, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. Okay, so Kev Nash, no quarterback yet, but whoever the quarterback is, will be handing it off to Nick Chubb.
Yes, sir.
He'll have George Pickens and Jamar Chase to throw to. And don't forget about arguably one of the best tight ends, maybe the best tight end outside of Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews, arguably I said. Nice weapon there. The defense, you pick the Steelers,
yes,
and
sir.
Then you have, of course, Justin Tucker as your
All
kicker.
I got to do is get to the 50.
That's valid. All right. I have Deshaun Watson handing it off to J.K. Dobbins. I have T. Higgins and Amari Cooper to throw the ball to, and I have my quarterback protected by the best O-line in the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns. And then don't worry, I just need to get to the 40. I just need to get to the opponent 40, and then I'm good with Money Mac, Evan McPherson. So I need a wide receiver, I need a tight end, and a defense. This is where it gets a little interesting. The Ravens are always known for their defense. All right. You already have the Steelers defense. So that's a strong pass rush right there. I like Trey Hendrickson. I like the Bengals with Hubbard and those guys, but I'm a big fan of what the Browns have done this offseason. So I'm just going to continue my trend of sticking with my Browns players here. So our position groups. With my next pick, Kinner selects the Browns defense. That pass rush is going to be something. That pass rush is going to be something. I like Myles Garrett. I like the weapons that they have. So I'm picking the Browns defense, Kev.
All right. I'm going to stay on the offensive side of the ball. Obviously, I'm going to go ahead and select your favorite wide receiver in the world. The only guy out there that has a Super Bowl ring on his finger that we're talking about. We're going to talk about one Odell Beckham Jr. lining up in the slot for Team Nash.
OBJ it is. All right, so that's not a bad wide receiver group right there. Jamar Chase, Pickens, and OBJ. You have 2 wide receivers total, so that's not bad. That's not bad, but at least you have Mark Andrews who can catch the ball right there. All right, so a lot of good receivers taken off the board. Of course, Jamar, the number 1 receiver, taken off out of the AFC North. Pickens, very good too. I have T. Higgins and Amari Cooper. I don't have a tight end. I need a 3rd wide receiver. OBJ. So I like what the Ravens did. I like Zay Flowers. That one's kind of interesting to me. Tyler Boyd's not bad. Donovan Peoples-Jones, I can't go there. I'm hearing very good things about Elijah Moore in camp right now. But you know what? It's about, we don't know about Zay Flowers. Elijah Moore is a guy that we're hearing things of him taking a step. We haven't seen it yet. So I can't believe I'm doing this, but I'm going to just do it. With the next pick in the Kinner and Kev 2023 All AFC North Draft, Kinner selects Tyler Boyd.
Look at that. Look,
Tyler Boyd. Houday, baby. Houday. I respect these guys once they put on the Team Kinner jersey over here. So there's that. All right, Kev. So I just need a tight end, and that's it. I'm down to my tight end. You need a quarterback and an O-line.
I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens offensive line. I'm going to go with the Ravens offensive line. Sure up things from my run game and my pass game. Go with the Baltimore Ravens offensive line.
So why do you like their O-line better than the Bengals? I am curious.
Because I know Orlando Brown is very good, but I don't know who's going to be on the other side. I have no idea. The Ravens have Stanley, and this is all on assuming nobody gets hurt. Ronnie Stanley, I'm talking to you if you're truly playing for Team Nash over here. Like, he's one of the best offensive tackles in the league. The rookie they got out of Iowa last year was not all pro, but he was, what's the other one? I was going to say All-American. He was an alternate on the Pro Bowl team at center, so I'm going with the Baltimore Ravens offensive line.
All right. And by the way, I don't mind the Bengals O-line. I just wasn't going to pick them over the Browns, but I do like Orlando Brown Jr., obviously, and Karras and maybe Lyle Collins and Kappa. And but yeah, obviously that's the one guy that everyone's worried about is just Jonah Williams and what's going to happen with him. You know, he's still kind of whining and crying and all that stuff from earlier in the week, but, you know, he sounds like he's going to work hard, and that's all that matters. All right, Kev, so that wraps up. Now you just need one more.
Yeah, you got one more. I got one more.
All right, tight end. You have David Njoku. Who's left after? And then obviously Freiermuth.
Irv Smith.
Who?
Irv Smith from the Bengals. What you gonna do, Jody?
I don't like Irv Smith. He's not a bad. It was a good, solid addition considering they don't value the tight ends anyway. So he's not a bad option. You didn't need to invest heavily into that option.
Rookie tight end Darnell Washington.
I'm gonna go. Man, I hate picking all. Well, no, I don't. Go Browns. That's where I'm going with. David Njoku. Njoku. That's who I'm going with as my tight end to wrap up Team Kinner.
All right, the final pick. I mean, everybody knows how much of a Lamar Jackson fan
Oh my God,
I
are you
am.
going to do it? Please say you do.
Everybody knows LJ's my guy. But I'm rolling with Joe Burrow. I'm rolling with Joe Burrow to command this team, to lead us to victory. I mean, he already has a rapport with Jamar Chase. Why wouldn't I get the quarterback as well? Of course, I'm going with Joe Burrow to be throwing to Jamar Chase, protected by the Ravens offensive line, and then throwing to Mark Andrews as well. OBJ in the slot. Oh, my goodness. We saw what OBJ did with a half-competent quarterback. He won himself a Super Bowl. And then the young buck, George Pickens, on the outside, handed off to Nick Chubb, backed up by the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and, of course, the best kicker in the game. Team Nash, baby. Team Nash.
Team Nash, it rhymes with a three-letter word. I'm just throwing that out there. Team Nash, more like, nope, not doing that. However, so Kev Nash selects with the final pick, Mr. Joseph Lee Burrow. Not bad. Not bad.
Welcome to Team Nash, Joe.
So Kev Nash's team will feature Joe Burrow at quarterback, and he will be protected by the Ravens offensive line. He will, of course, have Nick Chubb to hand the ball off to, but when he's not handing that ball off to Nick Chubb, who will be eating up yards left and right, he has he has two very, very good wide receivers and Odell Beckham Jr., in my opinion. And then whenever they score the ball, or if they get stopped on third down, they got Justin Tucker, who could bury it from pretty much anywhere on that field. And then they have that Steelers defense to rely upon. So very solid roster, AFC North, for Kev Nash. As far as my roster is concerned, the best roster, the greatest roster of all time, Deshaun Watson, the quarterback, of course, who, by the way, have you heard about how great he has been at camp? I mean, the media is drooling over Deshaun Watson. I can't wait for him to prove all of you guys wrong. It's going to be, Kev, you've seen me at my most obnoxious peak, and I'm probably bordering there right now, but I'm going to be at peak level, all right, when we get to the season, when this happens. But Deshaun Watson, I went with my Buckeye love of J.K. Dobbins. Deshaun Watson can hand it off to J.K. Dobbins. He's no Nick Chubb, but J.K. Dobbins has been very, very good when healthy. I just saw, I think it was, someone just commented to say that I made the biggest reach of all of them so far with J.K. Dobbins, and that you had the best value pick with Nick Chubb.
That's what I do.
Nash.
That's what I do.
So there's that. But so continuing to close out mine. So Deshaun Watson to hand off to J.K. Dobbins. At tight end, David Njoku. And then my receiving core, T. Higgins. Big fan of T. Higgins now. Amari Cooper, Tyler Boyd, Houday. All right. Protected by the Browns offensive line, the best offensive line in football. And then Kev took the best defense in the AFC North with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I had to pick between the Bengals defense, which we have no clue what to expect from them in that you know, when sort of safety is concerned and all that. We'll see what happens. I like the Bengals defense, but statistically, not the best, even close to being the best defense in the AFC North. And the Browns just revamped their pass rush. You cannot say enough about the job that they've done as far as adding weapons. They are going, and then obviously with the new defensive coordinator, I got the Browns defense, and then my kicker, Money Mac. I went with Evan McPherson.
All I'll say about my team is these are not up for debate. These are not up for debate. I have the best wide receiver in the AFC North in Jamar Chase.
Okay.
That's not up for debate. I have the best tight end in the AFC North. That is not up for debate with Mark Andrews. I have the best defense that we've seen. I know there's a lot of speculation on paper what the Browns are going to do, but currently, It's because we seen it. Steelers have the best defense and definitely have the best kicker. I got a lot of the best.
Yeah,
I got a lot of the best. I got four of the best. 4 of the best on my team. Oh, no, 5 because I got Nick Chubb, too. That's 5.
I don't think Kinner did a great job drafting. I didn't do a good job drafting. I'm no Duke Tobin, that's for sure. I am no Duke Tobin, that's for sure. All right, good stuff. All right, so there it is. Again, for Team Kinner, Deshaun Watson at quarterback, J.K. Dobbins at running back, wide receivers, T. Higgins, Amari Cooper, Tyler Boyd, David Njoku at tight end, and I have the Browns O-line, Browns defense, and Evan McPherson as my kicker. I went ultimate homer mode. My apologies. All right, Kev Nash has Joe Burrow handing it off to Nick Chubb with Jamar Chase, Pickens, and OBJ as his wide receiver in the unit. Mark Andrews, you're right, Kev, the best tight end in the AFC North, and then the Ravens offensive line to protect everybody, and then Justin Tucker, the kicker, along with the Steelers defense. Not bad. All right. We want to hear from you. Evaluate. How do you think these rosters look? I'm not going to lie. I don't think I did the best. I felt good about Deshaun and T. Higgins, and then it went downhill from there. We'll be back. Kinner and Kev, 1410 Wing AM.
Team Nash wins.
Oh, I see Shaw's chiming in. Hey, who had the best draft? And he's going to yell, McDonald's is my favorite, probably. Never makes any sense. Shaw never makes any sense.
Listen, stream, watch. It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash right here on Dayton's ESPN Radio, 1410 Wing AM.
If you have an IRA or 401k, please listen closely. My name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. Throughout my career, let's just say I've been in some hairy situations. And I believe right now, the biggest threat facing Americans is they need to protect their wealth, which is exactly what I'm doing for my wife and 6 kids. And I believe the ultimate safe haven is physical gold and silver. You can protect your hard-earned retirement assets with a tax-free loophole that allows you to convert your retirement into physical gold and silver. The folks I use are Advantage Gold, and believe me, I've investigated the heck out of all types of people. Advantage Gold is the nation's highest rated gold company. They have the best process, pricing, and service. If you want to get your free gold and silver investment kit, please contact Advantage Gold right now, and you'll see how easy it is to protect yourself with precious metals. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec Right Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
Do you or any of your family members, neighbors, or friends own a property that you just want to be done with it? If so, call TurboTrack Realty today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you to take what you wanted and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. Call 614-470-2000. That's 614-470-2000.
Pro Paint Days are here at Lowe's. Now through June 16th, Lowe's MVPs members can start earning 20% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Stock up on top paint brands like our new and exclusive HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Spec Right Pro Interior Paint. Lowe's knows pros. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
The year is almost half over and you're still dealing with that knee or hip pain. Enough is enough. Pills are not the answer. Surgery is not the answer. You need to call QC Kinetics today. Hey, it's Keith Byers. The advanced regenerative medicine solutions at QC Kinetics can give you a life without chronic joint pain. You can do all those summer activities you used to enjoy. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in taking healing properties from your own body and applying them right into your achy joint, so your joint tissue can be repaired and restored naturally. This treatment is truly revolutionary. Patients across America are having life-changing results, and there's no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. If you have pain in your knees, back, shoulders, hips, you need to stop what you're doing and call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation. Learn how the latest advances in regenerative medicine can give you your life back. Call 937-936-0325. That's 937-936-0325.
$5,000 sign-on bonus. That's right. My friends at Cordell Transportation are now hiring experienced Class A CDL drivers with excellent work history. If that's you, apply now. Cordell Transportation offers home daily dedicated lanes, no-touch freight, and brand new equipment, plus a $5,000 sign-on bonus paid over 18 months, paid orientation, and company 401k with company match. Apply online at CordellTransportation.com. Cordell Transportation, driven to succeed.
It's United Rentals Used Equipment Sale. Huge deals on skid steers, mini excavators, scissor and boom lifts, forklifts, small tools, aerial equipment, and dirt equipment. Free lunch from their food truck. United Rentals, Thursday, June 22nd from 7 to 4. 5773 Executive Boulevard in Huber Heights.
My plan from Verizon puts you in control. Get exactly what you want. Only pay for what you need. All on the network you want. Head into your local Verizon store now.
If you're a sports fan in the Miami Valley, make sure you subscribe to Dayton's ESPN Radio YouTube channel. Buckeyes, Browns, Bengals, local high school sports, Dayton Flyers, Wright State Raiders, and more. Search ESPN Dayton on YouTube and subscribe today.
Nash, Team Nash, Team Nash.
That's just what you think. That's just an opinion. It doesn't mean it's right. I'm just saying.
What does everybody else think?
Oh, I could have picked Joe Burrow. I could have picked all Bengals, and they would have turned on the Bengals because of their dislike for me and their like for you. This is all it is. This is, yeah. I mean,
or your blind love for your Cleveland Browns, basically having your entire roster outside of Nick Chubb be the Browns when I said the best of.
now, let's be clear. We'll see who's blind when the season gets here. And Deshaun Watson, who will be the best quarterback in the AFC North. I'm telling you right now, all the reports from camp. Look, I cannot wait. I'm telling you right now. You even said it when the Browns traded for Deshaun Watson. You said he was better than Joe Burrow.
Yes.
All right.
And then last season happened.
Oh, you mean last season with all the ring the bell? That's fine. Ring the damn bell. Oh, my gosh. I hope you get blisters ringing that bell. But then you're going to be like, you know what, Kinner, this blister that I see on my hand, every time I look at it, I'm going to remember how wrong I was for ringing that bell. You were right.
How many Browns players are on your
5 of the 9? 5 of the 9. Well, I mean, you picked Pickens. No one was picking Pickens.
I have
and
2
you picked your
Steelers.
Steelers defense.
Yeah. Yeah. This dude named TJ Watt. Heard of him?
I have heard of him. I also watched him get torched by a Bengals offense that didn't even have.
He didn't play that
Chase.
game. He didn't play that game.
The second game he did. He played in that
He
game.
ain't play that game.
He did. That was the second game. I'm just saying. So if that's what Joe Burrow could do, imagine what Deshaun Watson could do. Bring it on.
Speaking of Joe Burrow, I have him on my team.
You did. You did well. You did well. So, with that being said, we'll go to some of these comments because I think that everyone's picking Team Kev.
Everyone. 1-0. 1-0.
All right. Deborah Gall, Kev, she says, let me make sure everyone can read this. Justin. I knew you were a homer, but sheesh, shake my damn head. You need to just hang it up and give the win to Kev.
I agree.
I'm not a quitter, Deborah. You know I ain't going to do that. This will be settled in the regular season. Look out. I like Deborah also goes say, I like you, Justin, especially when you are wrong. David Crybaby Shaw says, Kinner making excuses. Ring the bell. I'm surprised you get service over. I'm not going to rip on a business just to take a shot at Shaw. That ain't fair because I actually like that business, but, you know, it is what it is. Steve Steller says, put money on it, Kev. It's in the bank.
No doubt. No doubt.
Let's see.
You know how great that Browns defense was against the run last year. Imagine that going up against Nick Chubb.
Oh, I agree with you. That Browns defense from last year. This defense is the same defense as last year. That's why they were smart to go and bring it. No. You ain't doing this. Doug Toby, he goes, the Bengals have the fastest defense in the league. What the hell does that even? How do you know? You don't even know. We haven't even got to the season yet.
I value the running back, unlike Team Kenner.
Unlike what the NFL's taught you could
come on, Nick Chubb.
You said I like Nick Chubb, but the Browns are silly for paying him $15 million or whatever. You could be putting that money elsewhere. Just saying.
Bring it on. I'll take you, Nick Chubb. Let's play ball, baby.
Ann Anderson. What up, Ann? We're gonna be talking Dragons coming up. Ann is a big Dragons fan.
Nice.
She goes, I think Kev won this draft. Oh man. Shaw being a child, Kinner obnoxious, no cap. He didn't even put a space between it. Do we put a space between no cap, right? Yeah. See? How about David, no space Shaw. How about that? That was not that good. Keith Tolliver says, first impression so far, Kinner with the biggest reach with the pick of J.K. Dobbins, but the best value pick belongs to Kev with Nick Chubb.
I agree.
Troy says, not smart taking Watson first when you knew he wasn't taking it. I wanted to set the tone, and I did that. Let's see. We got a couple more on here. Ryan Strong. Well, Justin lost. So that's it. I don't need this negativity. Let's talk about something positive. We're going to talk about what do you do? Sit up, Kev. You're still on camera. That's it.
This is top 5 segments of all time. I can't wait to do the AFC East.
Deborah, what happened? I thought you were on my side.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash on 1410 ESPN Radio.
When you have trouble sleeping, it's tough. When kids have trouble sleeping,
Mom, I can't sleep. Dad, just one more story?
for nights like this, try Vicks Pure Z's Kids. Our great tasting gummies are specially formulated for kids with a unique blend of botanicals and a low dose of melatonin to support their natural sleep cycle. Best of all, they're drug-free and non-habit forming. Help your child fall asleep naturally with Pure Z's Kids Gummies. Consult with a doctor before use. For ages 4 and up.
This Father's Day, visit Boot Barn for quality gifts and personalized services. Gifts range from durable suede jackets to premium exotic cowboy boots, iconic Western shirts, heavy-duty jeans.